Welcome back, folks, to a brand new video.
Celebrated for its deep, fascinating history, striking mountains, stately castles and misty lochs, Scotland is arguably the most ruggedly beautiful country in Europe. So here are 10 beautiful places to visit in Scotland. Number 1. Loch Lomond. Located in southern Scotland, Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park offer visitors a combination of stunning scenery and picturesque villages. One of Scotland's best obsessions. It's the largest inland stretch of water in Britain, and one of Scotland's most idyllic and unspoiled areas. So take an unforgettable boat trip across the lake and enjoy the stunning views of the area called the Mini Highlands. There are several small islands within the loch which can be explored thanks to dedicated cruises as well as the Loch Lomond water bus ferry service. But I think you can hire a boat and explore it yourself. So if you're visiting Glasgow or Edinburgh and looking for scenic landscapes or outdoor adventures, then you might consider a day trip to Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. Number 2. The Isle of Arran. The Isle of Arran is a beautiful island set off the west coast of Scotland. Now what awaits you here are beautifully sandy beaches, rugged mountains, an abundance of outdoor activities for you and the family, ancient castles, relaxing spas. Arran's circular coastal road is around 56 miles, making it easy to explore the highlights of the island over a couple of days. But there's another thing that you should check out. Located just outside of Brodick is Brodick Castle and Gardens, a grand castle surrounded by mountains and teeming with history. So this here is the perfect day out.
Scotland is a land of many different landscapes, with a great variety of nature, architecture, and tradition to be seen. One of the best ways to view this is by travelling by train. Glenfinnan Viaduct attracts many thousands of visitors from around the world to experience the stunning scenery, but also the special atmosphere. Now the famous Glenfinnan Viaduct carries the railway to Glenfinnan Station, across a 1,000-foot span and 100 feet above the ground. The steam train, as you see, runs from here to Fort William and Mallaig in summer months, with regular trains available for the rest of the year. And as you've guessed it, 2 Harry Potter books took place right here.
The Orkneys are an island archipelago, located off the northeastern shores of Scotland. consisting of over 70 islands. It's a fabulous destination during the summer months. Now, Orkney's most famous landmark is arguably the Old Man of Hoy, which is an imposing 400-foot sea stack on the island of Hoy, carved from layer upon layer of old red sandstone. But if you want to step back in time, on the largest island you will find Skye Brae. And the site presents a remarkable picture of life in Orkney around 5,000 years ago. So Skye Brae is part of the heart of the Neolithic Orkney UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss. As one of the most iconic images of Scotland, Éireann Donan is recognised all around the world. Situated on an island at the point where three great sea lochs meet, and surrounded by some majestic scenery, it's little wonder why the castle is now one of the most visited and important attractions in the Scottish Highlands. Although first inhabited around the 6th century, the first fortified castle was built in the mid-13th century and stood guard over the lands of Kintel. So when you first set eyes on it, it's easy to understand why so many people around the world visit these doors year after year. An icon of Scotland, which is even found on shortbread tins and calendars. And let me tell you, if you haven't tried Scottish shortbread, then you are definitely missing out. The Isle of Skye is known for its rugged landscapes, medieval castles, and picturesque fishing villages, its history and the outstanding scenery. Skye is one of those must-see places if you're planning a trip to Scotland. The scenery is outstanding, with its dramatic coastline and picturesque geological features. Now, there are many small interesting villages scattered about the island, but Portree would be the place to start. Neast Point is one of the most famous lighthouses in Scotland and can be found on the most westerly tip of Skye, near the township of Glendale. While the walk down is an easy one, the concrete path does get quite steep. Glencoe. Scotland's most scenic and most famous glen. Not a valley, like I said last time, it's a glen. And it's also one of the country's most dramatic. The deep valley and towering mountains of Glencoe are the most iconic scenery in the Highlands, and something which you could hardly miss if you tried. Carved out centuries ago by icy glaciers and volcanic explosions, driving through these giants is like an otherworldly experience. So given the changeable weather, multiple trips provide a kind of distinctive experience each and every time. But given the changeable weather, multiple trips will provide you with a distinct experience each and every time. So if you really love the outdoors and mountaineering, this is the perfect area in Scotland for you to give it a go. This is the perfect area for you in Scotland. Stonehaven is located south of the city, along the Aberdeenshire coast. An ideal spot for families, couples or friends, the town has one of the region's most notable visitor attractions, Dunnottar Castle. When it comes to castles, Aberdeenshire is the place to visit. With over 300, there is simply no other county in the UK with more per square mile than this corner of Scotland. An iconic ruin, perched on a headland with a dramatic sheer cliff on all sides. It's an ancient castle. In 900 AD, a Viking raid killed the king, a raid in which the castle was destroyed. After it was rebuilt, the castle was fought over and over again for hundreds of years. While Scotland has more picture-perfect stretches of sand than you can count, Luskentyre Beach on the west coast of South Harris in the Outer Hebrides has frequently been named one of the best beaches in the world. One of the most jaw-dropping places on the planet. Its striking white sands sit at the edge of the turquoise water, as if it belonged in the Caribbean. This is the place to go if you're seeking solitude, relaxation, and nature.
Now, the islands that perch on the edge of the British Isles between Scotland and Scandinavia are the Shetlands. Shetland is a subarctic archipelago that includes 16 inhabited islands. Closer to Bergen, in Norway, than Inverness, with just a handful of smart places to stay, and as you can see, tons of wildlife to spot. A truly magnificent place, especially for those who love the outdoors.
An outstanding landmark and one of Stirling's most striking visits. Commemorating the life of Sir William Wallace, the Patriot, and martyr who came to be saluted as Scotland's national hero. Inside the monument you will find yourself transported back to the 13th century, as you discover the story of the warrior who led the Scottish army to victory at the Battle of the Stirling Bridge. Point to note here, there is a shuttle bus that can take you up the hill, if you don't fancy the walk. And there are over 200 steps, broken up by exhibition floors, and once you get to the top, the views are stunning.
Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel, and as always, be good, be kind, and be careful. Peace.